How's it going, everybody? This is your boy Nemo, back with the latest and hopefully final necessary demo for the most recent update to the rules for my game, Clearing. We've gone through a lot of iterations so far. The latest rules update, the one that I'm about to demo, is version 3.1.0. I'm not going to bore everyone at the start with all the details of the changes that have been made. What I want to get across right now is really just how to play the game. I've tried to streamline it a lot so that it's easy to pick up, it's easy to understand, and it's easy to follow. And also so that it's not easy to lose your place in. A lot of the older rules made it kind of difficult to get back to where you were if you stop paying attention for a moment. So I've got the rules pulled up over here. So in the game, you're going to be building onto your crew, and your crew is your face-up face cards, and the enemy cards are going to try to surround them, not unlike in the game of Go, the way that you're trying to remove all of the liberties of your opponent's pieces. So the new setup involves first pulling specifically these 5 cards out of the deck. They don't have to be these suits, really just any 3 face cards, any 4, any 8. So the face cards are your characters, and you're going to want to place them in a straight line in no particular order. You could have 3 kings, 3 queens, 3 jacks. It doesn't matter what mixture they are at all, to be perfectly honest. Then you want your 8 and your 4, and you're going to put them both opposite the center card. Those are the first 2 obstacles on the board. And then you will shuffle the deck. Just go ahead and give that a quick shuffle. And then you draw your opening hand of 3 cards. Alright, it's a pretty good opening hand. So, during your turn, you can do one of 2 things. You can either play a card or draw cards. So, to play a card, you put it face up on the grid. This is the grid. Onto one of the existing obstacles. And so when you play your number cards onto obstacles, they're called resources. You're using your resources to clear the obstacles from the grid. So right now I'm going to take this 8 and I'm going to play it on this 8. To clear an obstacle from the grid, you have to play a number of resources on it that beat the value of the resource, or that beat the value of the obstacle. So for an 8, I have to play at least 9 worth of resources onto it, and for the 4, I have to play at least 5 onto that. So for my first turn, I'm going to play that 8 onto that 8. Then I'm going to play this 4 onto this 4. Then, after you play a card, if you have 1 card remaining in your hand, you play 1 enemy card. So, when you play an enemy card, you flip a card from the top of the deck, and you place it as close as possible to the last card you played, or to the last card played, favoring the right side, and then going clockwise around. So, cards can only be placed adjacent to face cards, to characters. So this one goes right here. Then I have my 1 card left in hand, which is a jack. So I'm going to play that as an additional character. Characters can't be played in straight lines of more than 3, which is a recent change for this version of the rules. So I can't play this jack here or here. I have to play it into one of these 3 places. So I'm going to play it up here, just because it has the lowest density of cards right now. So after I played that, on my next turn, I don't have any other cards to play, so all I can do is draw. So I'm going to draw up to 3 since I have no cards in hand. Then, after you draw 1 or more cards, you play 2 enemy cards. So, my last card played was a character. So starting on the right, going around, I'll place it here. To be perfectly honest, when I think of placing these, I think of it as a 4-way grid, since you can only play cards adjacent to others. But if you thought of it as like an 8-position grid, this is also a totally valid placement for the next enemy card. If you're starting here and going around this way, to be perfectly honest, the more I've play tested this, the more I've realized the placement of the enemy cards doesn't matter all that much, especially in the most recent version of the rules that has more restrictions on where you can play new characters, because the threat is more in the increasing density of enemy cards as the game goes on. So I'll go ahead and play this right here, and then I'll play the second one. And so we'll go around. That one goes, well, actually, it wouldn't be next to the jack, it'd be next to the 7, which was the last card played. So that would actually go here. All right, so now it's my turn again, since I played those 2 enemy cards. So for this one, I'm going to play this 9 on this 6, and it just beats it outright. Those are cleared and discarded. Then I'm going to... None of these are super great plays, if I'm being honest. I will play this 6 on this 2, because I really don't want to get rid of this 10 right now. So I'll clear those 2. I have 1 card left in hand, so I'll play an enemy card. A lot of the time, like whenever you clear obstacles, if that leaves you with 1 card in hand and you have to make another play, then you just replace the obstacle that you cleared. It's pretty easy to remember. I'm not... Do I want to play my 10 onto that right now? So I'm hesitant to play this 10 because there are already 2 hard characters on the board. And if you play a resource next to a character of the same suit, that resource is worth +1. So if I play it on this 10, it's only worth 10 because it's just next to a club character. And I still need another card to completely clear the 10. But if a 9 or a 10 appears next to this jack, then I can use this 10 to clear it out in a single card. So I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm just going to draw instead of playing my 10. So I'll draw 2, and then I'll play 2 enemy cards. So this 10 was the last card played, so we'll circle around, and we'll play this ace right here. Ace obstacles are worth 1. Aces are always good for the player, so they're the weakest obstacle and they're the best resource. So we'll play the second one, and we'll just keep going around the outside like that. When you're placing enemy cards, you're usually just going to end up going around the perimeter of your crew, which is the group of characters that you're putting together. So this is a pretty strong hand right now. So I'm going to take this 7 of hearts and play it powerfully, which is what is called when you get that same suit bonus. Play it as a powerful resource, so it's worth 8, and I can clear this 7 of diamonds with it. Then I will take this 7, and I'll play it over here on this 10. I mean, you can't clear by itself, but it will let me get a little more use out of a lower value card because I can combine them to clear them. So I could clear this now that I've got the 7 on it if I pull a 4 or even like the 3 of clubs would be worth 4 next to this king, and I'd be able to clear that 10. So, boop, boop, I played that. I've got 1 card left in hand, so I played that 7, so we'll just go around the outside, place that 3 of clubs that I was just talking about, how it'd be nice to have as an obstacle. I still don't want to play this 10, but the longer I hold it, the more of a problem it becomes, because then I'm only playing 2 resources for every 3 obstacles that hit the board. So I can... So there are 3 openings. 1, 2, 3. If I don't play this 10, 2 of those will be filled right now. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hang on to the 10. It's a risky play, but I'm going to do it. So I'm gonna draw 2. I drew another character, that's really good. Then I'm going to play 2 enemy cards because I drew 1 right here, just keeping on the chain around the outside. Then I'll play the other enemy card right here. So I have a jack in hand. I can play another character, but I don't have an opening to play another character right now because I can't make this line longer than 3. So I've got to clear something else out to be able to build onto the crew now. So I'm gonna take this 7 and I'm gonna use it to clear this 3. And I'll get that out of the way. It's not an optimal play, but it's the best play I've got right now because it lets me take what was 1 opening and then I can play this jack right here, and now I have 3 openings. So that's how you develop your crew, and that's how you expand your ability to survive. The more you can keep building off in straight lines like that, the better plays you're making and the easier it'll be for you to survive until the end. So now it's... I played that jack, and now I play 1 enemy card. That is a joker. And the joker will go right here to the right of the last card played. A joker as an obstacle, a joker is good for whoever plays it. So a joker as an obstacle is a suitless 10. So I can take this 10 and I'll play it on this joker. So from here I can play anything else on this joker and clear it. Get off of there. There you go. And now I get to draw a full hand of 3 cards again. So 1, 2, 3, and then I will play 2 enemy cards. 1, I'll keep going around the outside, put that right there. 2, and we'll follow it around and place that right there. So there's only 1 more opening, so I need to be clearing cards right now to make sure that I continue to survive. So I'm going to play this 4 on this 3 to clear it. Then I'm going to play this 9 on this 8 to clear it. Then I'm going to play 1 enemy card because I have 1 card left in hand, and I'll just put that back there to replace it. Now I have a joker in hand. Jokers are, when you play a joker as an obstacle, it is a suitless 10. But when you play a joker as a resource, it is an ace of all suits. So it is always a powerful ace, and that's important because powerful aces can do something regular aces can't. An ace normally is worth 11. An ace will clear any obstacle by itself, but a powerful ace can be used to flip a barrier, which we haven't seen yet in this game, and which I would normally really want to keep this joker for, but I I held that 10 for so long early on that I've really set myself back, so I need to be clearing all 3 obstacles to come out with all 3 cards in my hand until I can extend my crew more. So I'm going to take this joker and I'll play it on this 10 as an ace, and I'll clear that. So then I'll draw a new hand of 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Wow! And I'll play 2 enemy cards. 1, and follow it around. 2. All right. Boy, what a good pull. So the best play for me right now would be to try to extend outward from this king or this jack. It's going to give me the most space to grow. So I'd want to build out this way from the jack or out this way from the king. So, luckily, I set myself up earlier with this 7. So I can play this 4 on the 7, and that 11 will beat the 10, and I'll clear that 10. Then I can play this queen here and extend my crew just a little bit more. So now I have 3 openings again. So then I have 1 card left in hand, so I'll play 1 enemy card. So this king will go right here to the right. Now, when enemy cards, when a face card is played as an enemy card, it is played face down, and it is a barrier. Barriers are not obstacles. Barriers cannot be cleared, but they can be flipped by powerful aces. And when you flip a barrier, it becomes a new character in your crew. So it's a very powerful, very beneficial effect that has a very specific cost to be able to pull off. So if I still had that joker, I could immediately play it on that now, and I could flip that over. But right now I have the ace of hearts in hand, and it is not next to a heart face card. So I'm just kind of sitting on this ace right now. I can play it, and honestly I should, just to continue giving myself additional outs. I'm down to 17 cards in the deck, so this is what I would consider the late game. So at this point, I'm really just trying to outlast the remainder of the cards in the deck, because as long as the last card in the deck gets played and it doesn't completely surround my crew, I win. So I'm gonna suck it up, and I'm gonna play this ace to clear this 9 right here, because it's the biggest obstacle on the board. So now I'm gonna redraw 3 cards for my turn, and then I'll play 2 enemy cards. So I'll play a 6 here, and I'll play an 8 here, just continuing to follow that line around, basically. So there's 1 opening right here. So I'm going to take that opening, and I'm just going to immediately play this king that I drew. Well, Alright, my instinct is to immediately play this king. Actually, yeah, because I did play my ace, so there's no reason to hope that I draw another one so I can place the king right here and then flip that one over. So we've seen both jokers come through. There's not a way for me to use this king to flip this card. So I'm just going to play it right here. That's the smart play right now. Then I'll use this 9 to clear this 8. Then I will play an enemy card because I'm down to 1 card in hand. So I'll just replace that with a 5. Then I'll play this 6. I'll play right here to clear this 5. It's a powerful 6. It's worth 7, but it doesn't really matter. Then I will draw for my turn. Ooh, okay. Alright, alright. Then I'll play my 2 enemy cards for that draw. Play this ace right here to replace the last obstacle. And then I'll follow that around again and play this 10 right here. This I could have pulled these 2 face cards as barriers, but I didn't. And this is about as well as this could have gone for me, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to take this king and play it right here. Again, because I can't build in straight lines. So I'll place that there. Then I'm going to take this queen, and instead of playing it right here, where it would give me 2 new openings, which would give me a total of 1, 2, 3 openings from these 2 plays, I'm going to play it right here. So now it's, well, yeah, because this one is shared with the king. 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess that could go either way. You know what? Yeah, building in 3s is a good strat, so I'm gonna go with that for the sake of the teaching game. Then I'll play 1 enemy card because I'm down to 1 card left in hand. So circle around that, place it right here, boom. Then I will play this 2 powerfully to clear this other 2, just to get it out of hand. Then I will draw cards for my turn, 1, 2, 3, and I will play 2 enemy cards. Circle around from, actually no, I'll just replace that 2 with this 5, and then circle around and place this right here as a barrier. And I've drawn through the deck. I still have openings to play, so I win. That's a win. There you go. That is a finished game of clearing. So that is the basic, that's the basic start. That is what I call the basic 3-2 start. You start with three characters and 2 obstacles. So if you've played that and you feel like you're up to a little bit more of a challenge, you can do what I call the 2-2 start. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate that now. Let me gather these back up. I'll go ahead and send this jack home. So for this start, we have 2 characters and 2 resources. So we'll keep these here, and then we'll put these on either end. So we'll flip this and shuffle it. Then we'll draw our starting hand. 1, 2, 3. Not super great. Could have been better. Because I immediately want to hold this ace. And that's not a good idea this early on in the game. So I'll open by playing this jack right here. And then I will play... I'm going to play this ace on this 8 to clear it. I could have done those in the opposite order, and it might have been a better idea to do so, but I'm going to run with this, and I'm going to let myself make my own misplays. So I've got one card left in hand, so I'll play another enemy card. I'll play it to replace the obstacle that I cleared. And how fortuitous, I'll play my 3 to clear that too. So I will draw back up to 3. Then I'll play 2 enemy cards since I drew. So I'll play 1 there, and then keep circling around clockwise, and I'll put that Joker right there. Not super great for me this early, but what are you gonna do? So I'll play this 5 powerfully, clear this 4. I will play this 7 to clear this 5. Got 1 card left in hand. I'll play a enemy card. This is not this is not a great opening. Then there's only 1 place left I can play this 3, so I'll play this 3 on this 10 right here, and then I will draw back up. Since I drew cards, I'll play 2 more enemy cards, keep circling around clockwise. 1, 2, wow! Wow! Let's see those barriers. Yuck. Ugh. Well, I pulled this 8, so I will add to this 3, and that 11 will beat the 10. Then I will put this 7 powerfully on this 9, so it's worth 8, but it's still not enough to clear it. Then I will pull 1 enemy card because I have 1 left in hand. Circle around clockwise, place that there. Then, yeah, I'll go ahead and play the 3, also powerfully, but irrelevant in this case. Even if they weren't played powerfully, the 7 and the 3 combined would clear the 9. So then I'll draw back up. 2, 3. Oh, that's good. That's good. Then I'll play 2 enemy cards. I'll replace the last one that I cleared, and then circle around clockwise, place right there. So I pulled an ace, and I'm going to use it to flip this barrier next to the Jack of Diamonds. So I've got a new character. Fantastic. Woo. Then I'll take this 3 and I'll use it to clear this ace. Got 1 card left in hand, so I'll play 1 enemy card. I'll just replace the obstacle that I cleared. I'll go ahead and play this 8 powerfully onto this 10. So it's worth a 9, and then that'll mean that if I pull a 2, I can use it to clear this 10 later. So I'll draw back up. 1, 2, 3. It's a good pull. So I'll play this queen right here onto the outer edge. Then I'll use this use this 5 to clear this 4. You'll notice, oh, never mind. I thought that was a 4 of clubs, and I was going to describe how obstacles do not benefit from any bonuses. Obstacles are always just worth face value. It doesn't matter what suit of character they're next to, but it wasn't the same suit anyway. So I played that to clear that. I've got 1 card left in hand, so I will replace it with this king. Great, fantastic, love it, wonderful. I will play this 8 onto this 10 just to soften it up, which is to say to make it easier to clear with a lower value card. Then I will draw back up to 3 and play 2 enemy cards. So I'll play the 6 next to the last resource I played, and I'll play this king right here on this queen. I said something last game about how we hadn't seen many barriers, and the deck was like, I got your barriers right here. And it sure does. Alright, so I'll take this 2 and play right here since that 8 is worth 9. Those will add up, and I'll clear that 10 with 11. Then I will... See, because we've been pulling barriers, you know, I can't clear the barriers, and as a result, there aren't really a lot of high-value obstacles on the board, and so I've just got these high-value cards in hand that I don't necessarily want to do anything with. So I could play this 9 on the 6, which would be the best value play right now. But one thing I can do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 openings right now. So I can just draw a card instead. You have the option to draw a card at any time. If you have fewer than 3 cards in hand, you draw up to 3. If you have 3 or more cards in hand, you just draw 1. So I'm going to do that this turn. I'm just going to draw 1. Go figure. And then since I drew, I play 2 enemy cards. So that'll put a jack right here. Great. And a 7 right here. Okay, I feel a little bit better about playing a 9 onto a 7. So I'll do that, clear that, and then I'll play this 9 onto the 6 powerfully, but it doesn't matter. The same way that I was actively trying to avoid. Then I'll play 1 enemy card since I've got 1 left in hand. Another ace that I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 instead of playing my 10 on an ace or on that 10, which needs 3 to clear. So I'll draw, and then I'll play 2 enemy cards. So we'll circle around from the ace. We'll play this 9, and we'll play this queen as a barrier. I'll play this 10 on the 9 to clear it. And then I'll go ahead and play the 4 on the ace to clear it. I'll play 1 enemy card because I have 1 card left in hand. That goes right there. I'll draw 2 cards so as not to waste my 10. Fantastic. And then I'll play 2 enemy cards because I drew. So we'll circle around, put 1 there, and put 1 there. So I will take this joker, and I'll use this joker to actually, yeah, so you can't play characters in a way that creates a line longer than 3 cards long, but barriers ignore those rules, and you can flip a barrier to create a line of characters that's more than 3 long. You still can't play any more onto the ends of it, but you can create lines that are longer than you can otherwise play. So I'm going to use this joker and flip this jack. So then I'm going to play this king onto the jack, since I've got a longer line than normal, and it gives me a little extra room out on the edge. So I will play 1 enemy card because I'm down to 1 card in hand, and I'll play it on the right side of the last card I played. Then I'll go ahead and play this 10 to clear the 7. I'll draw 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and I will play these 2 enemy cards, 1 to clear the last one, and circle around, place that right there. And I've got 1, 2, 3 remaining openings, and we've drawn through the whole deck, so that's another win. So this has been a pretty thorough breakdown of clearing. So I hope you enjoy the game. I hope this has been informative. I hope it helps, and thank you for watching.